with that down, let's move on to main topic number 3, shall we? And our third and final main topic today gets submitted to us by Russ G. And Russ G writes, "Good day, John. So we've got the Falcon and Winter Soldier finale in just a couple of days, and still a bunch of unanswered questions hanging around. I was wondering, what would you say are the biggest things you're looking for in the final episode? Thanks, and bring on the filthy." All right, man. Thanks a lot for bringing that up. And yes, we've got the brand new episode now coming up. It is the final episode of the series that we've got coming up now. And if you guys remember, back when WandaVision was wrapping up, we did something similar, but we did what were the 10 things we are looking for going into the finale? What are the 10 big questions we still have going into the finale? Now, this is not a mystery show with a lot of mysteries, a lot of like big question marks like WandaVision was. So instead of 10, I want to talk about the 5 main questions I have going in to Falcon the Winter Soldier, the finale. Let's go into the Campea classroom here and take a look. The first question that I'm going to have is my main one. This is my absolute main question. What is going on with Sharon Carter? Because I'm not going to lie, man, at the end of that last episode, when Sharon is on the phone with Batroc, and you realize that Batroc had been working for her, and Batroc sends him to go help Carly, sends him to go help her, and knowing that he wants nothing more than to kill the Falcon, it causes a lot of questions to pop up in my head. Number one, has she truly gone just pure bad? I mean, Rob, we talked about this on the show. Listen, a lot of great supervillain origin stories start with a great betrayal. Whether they feel they were betrayed by their best friend, or they were betrayed by their company, or in Sharon Carter's case, betrayed by their country. I mean, a lot of supervillain origin stories start that way. And we have clearly seen Sharon feels a great sense of betrayal by her country. So maybe she's gone full villain. On the other hand, what if it's a double cross? What if she actually sent Batroc in to capture her and to save the day? And then, of course, the prevailing questions. Is she the power broker? Is she not the power broker? All that kind of stuff. So my number one question is going to be, what is going on with Sharon Carter? That is, to me, the number one thing. Even bigger than this next one, which is still a question on everybody's mind, is who is the power broker? I mean, listen, who is the power broker is not an important question in this show. It's just really a power broker is not an important figure in this show, but it has been a lingering presence and something that they keep referring back to here and there. And so that is a question that's on everybody's mind. And again, the answer to question 1 could very well be the answer to question 2, Rob. Sharon might be. It's possible. I'm definitely not saying likely, but it's possible Sharon is the power broker, but that is a big question I've got going in there. All right. Third question I have going in, and we kind of were referring to this a little bit earlier. Does Sam become Captain America or another name? Because, Rob, as I look at the way the show has been going and I listen in to a bunch of the conversations Sam has been having, I think a case could be built that he doesn't feel anybody should be called Captain America, but he wants to honor Steve's legacy, so he'll wear Steve's colors, he'll carry Steve's shield, but be known as American Eagle, or Uncle Sam, or Pop Zing Bang, the Madman, or maybe Smiling Tiger. Maybe he'll go by his true secret identity, Smiling Tiger. But whatever. But, I mean, I've been predicting from the beginning, as most people have, that he will probably, even though I don't want him to, he will probably end up with the name Captain America. That's what he'll probably go by. So we'll see where they go from there. All right. The fourth question I have. going in that I think we absolutely have to have answered. What becomes of John Walker? What happens with John Walker? There are two prevailing thoughts. One, he survives and goes on to become a little bit more of a key figure in the MCU moving forward. Maybe part of the Thunderbolts, working for Madam Hydra, all that kind of stuff. There's another theory that he dies. Some people just want to see him dead. I've been kind of minorly speculating maybe he actually has some kind of heroic death at the end. But we got to see. The big question I have is what's going to happen with John Walker. I have loved this character in this show. I've loved hating him, but I've loved the character nonetheless. But Rob, even though these are in no particular order, other than what's going on with Sharon Carter, that is my number one question. From episode 1 of this series, my most important question, other now than the Sharon Carter question, has been, how does the Bucky and Yori situation turn out? Now, look, I have no doubt from episode 1 that at some point in this series, we were finally going to get that moment where Bucky confesses to Yori and tells him that he's the one who killed his son. Especially after the last episode where him and Sam had a specific conversation about that. That is definitely going to happen. But the question is, I am really dying to know, how does that conversation go? Does it have kind of a Disney ending where, thank you for telling me and bringing closure and thank you, and he hugs him? Or does Yori pull out a knife and say, you die for killing? Like, either way, I mean, it's something Bucky needs to do, but wondering about how that's going to go. And listen, it's been the scene that I've been so looking forward to. I think there are going to be waterworks around the world. I think there's going to be a lot of, wet eyes on viewers watching this scene, however it turns out. But I am really dying to know how that is going to go. That's the scene. That's probably the one moment I'm looking forward to the most. So again, the 5 questions, the big questions I have that I absolutely have to get some closure on going into this final episode. 1, what is going on with Sharon Carter? Number 2, who is the power broker? Number 3, does Sam become Captain America or does he take on a different moniker? Number 4, what becomes of John Walker? And number 5, how does the Bucky Yori situation work out? Does it work out with hugs or does it work out with you die? I mean, I don't know. Either way, I think it's going to be powerful stuff. Rob, you've seen my 5 that I've put up there. I'm sure some of these are similar to how you feel and questions that you're asking. What are some of these questions that are really resonating with you? And do you have any other questions that you would add to that list?
Well, I think you covered the big idea. The first is, will Sam, to me, pick up the mantle of Captain America? I think he will, but I don't know. Then where will Bucky be? Like you said at the end of the show, will he come clean and admit what he did and absolve himself? And with the father of Mr. Nori, whose son he killed. The Sharon Carter disposition is obviously there. I'm really curious as to see where they leave Isaiah Bradley. I mean, we know he's out there, and he could be there's more super soldier serum to be had. Will he get any justice? Because living in that ramshackle house, hidden away, doesn't seem like it's much of a life. Who is the power broker, obviously. But more importantly, like, where are groups like the Flag Smashers going to continue? Is Carly Morgenstern, is she coming back? Is she going to be apprehended? And if she is, does she become a martyr, or does she become like somebody that they might imprison, but who will become a lightning rod, will become somebody who furthers the cause? Or will the Flag Smashers and all of those super soldiers serumed out kids be contained? I don't know. I also, John, I want to know where the Avengers are. What is the status of the Avengers? Are there Avengers?
But that hasn't really been a question in the show, though. Do you think they'd really bother addressing that right now? Because they've been kind of leaving that a little bit nebulous. Like, even right from that conversation between Sam and War Machine, like, there was even they've kind of left it a little bit nebulous. Do you think they're going to address that?
I don't know, but that's a question I have. We've now seen War Machine, Vision and Scarlet Witch, Bucky and Sam. I mean, those are members of the Avengers, and there apparently is no team right now. And I'm like, what is the status? Thor's gone, Captain America is gone, Iron Man is gone. Is there even an Avengers team? Where's the Hulk? We don't know. Hawkeye, we'll find out. And I'm just curious where Loki's, that's not going to be a part of it, but I'm curious where is the status of the Avengers? Because there's no Avengers team showing up in WandaVision. There's no Avengers team going after the Flag Smashers, you know? So where are we at there? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to address it. It's just a question I have.
I like the fact that you brought up Isaiah Bradley, because I think a lot of people will feel like the big Isaiah Bradley moment was probably the last episode where Sam went to go talk to him, apparently brought him the shield, and Isaiah said, "Don't you even take that thing out of the case. I don't want it." And such a powerful line. He says, America will never accept a black Captain America, and no self-respecting black man would ever want to be it, right? Now, you got to remember, he wasn't speaking on behalf of Marvel or Kevin Feige or whatever. That was Isaiah Bradley, the individual character with his very tragic background, speaking from that perspective. So Sam obviously feels differently. He already said in the last episode he wants to carry on the fight, but it would be really interesting to see if at some point Sam goes back to Isaiah to say, I know you felt this way and I know you had this experience, but I'm here to tell you that there are better days ahead if we fight for it, or something like that. So I don't know if we're going to go back to Isaiah Bradley. It would be kind of nice to see some kind of official government apology or something to him. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but those are some good questions. Question is for you guys. We're heading now tomorrow night. I mean, for me, it's tomorrow night at midnight if you live on the west coast of the U.S., but tomorrow night, we're getting the final episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Which of these questions are the important ones to you? Are there other really burning questions that you would have had on that list that we didn't have there? How are you guys thinking about this right now? Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Okay, guys.